Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the van. And today there's a burning question that I've been asking myself. Why did they do away with the little storage cupboard underneath the step in the CV40? So what I'm going to try and do today is have a look under the step to see what's under there and see if that storage space can be reinstated. It's probably not a question that's been burning in your mind, but I just want to know what's under there. So I'm going to go steady. It's probably going to take me a while, but I'll film the process and then I can cut the bits out where it took me ages to get one screw out and make it look like I know what I'm doing. Join me down at the step. See you in a minute. A bit of luck. Yep, that just lifts out. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this black plastic trim. So there's two screws here, and I think there's two screws around the other side. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's two screws around this side. Look there, one and two, just inside the passenger side door. Now I can see the side of it. I just wish I could get to it. Oh, feel I've broke it. There's a screw down the side here. Okay, so in there, that's the piece I've broken. This bit here, it fastens to the plastic trim. That bit of plastic trim, and it's broken off that corner down the bottom there, as you can see. To be fair, I could never have been able to get to that screw, but I'm pretty annoyed that I've broke it. That's the bit I've broke off, so I'm going to take a picture of that. I've snapped that, that's my fault. There's a screw underneath this lino. So let's see how far we can get with this. I'll take this stud out here and then I'll take that screw out there if I can and see where we are. Now that's obviously just a very small screw just to fasten the carpet down. And get to this screw now. Well, that's quite a long screw. This bit here now lifts up, as you can see, and it's sort of a tongue and groove. Well, I'm getting that peeled up. Don't know whether you can see. I was hoping to see some screws under there, but there isn't any. So I'm going to take this screw out now. Now I do realise that this could go wrong at any time here. I'll show you that bit. I'm lifting this stuff up here because I thought there might be some screws holding this together, but I can't find any screws. I'll take these three screws out here in this trim, this metal trim. That sounds hollow to me. I want to know what's under there. How do I get under there? These are just for the carpet to fasten to. Okay, so just to update as I go, screws. There was one in this corner, right, that I've taken out and that's nice and free now. There was the metal strip obviously holding that down at the front. Well, it wasn't holding it down, it was just attached to it. There was a screw here which is just in front of the fuse box cupboard door on the CV40, and if I can peel this back again, because it does tend to stick itself back down, but there you go. There's another screw there which is just behind the driver's seat, and now that's in line with the one just in front of the fuse box. So if it's just sort of a straight line across, and there's another screw there. I've just come across another screw over in this corner which is just behind the driver's seat. There's a screw there, so we'll take that one out now and see what else we've got. Okay, so that's another one out. Oh yeah, it's very free now, that. And I've also noticed that over in peeling this back, I'll get the camera so I can show you. Okay, these little things here are supposed to have a screw going into the wall. Okay, now that one hasn't got one in. Again, eldest cutting corners, but that one has. Okay, so I'm going to take that screw out and see where we are then. Again, that's quite a long screw. Okay, that's quite loose. Clearly now the only thing that's holding it on is this edge along underneath the fuse box. Now it's not underneath that panel, which is great because I didn't want to remove that panel. It sits flush with that panel, so there's obviously a couple of screws at this edge just to take out, which will allow this whole floor to lift out. Right, I'll get this lino off and we'll see if there's any more screws along this edge holding it in. As you can see, that flooring's coming off now. Underneath this edge, and this lino is knackered now, don't worry about that, that's coming out. But underneath this edge, just in front of your fuse box cupboard door, you've got another screw there. Okay, so altogether that would make 1, 2 when I take that one out, 1 over in that corner, 3, the one up against that wall, 4, 1 over this middle bit, 5, and 1 in the corner, 6. So 6 screws. 6 screws is what's holding that floor down. And when I take this screw out, I fully expect this to come out. We're going to see what's under this floor any second now. There's 1 more screw to take out, and wish me luck. Nearly there. Last screw. Now I think I'm going to have to put the camera down to lift this out. I think the more you do in these vans, the more confident you get. I think as long as you don't get overconfident, because I think that's where I am at the moment. I've had a little bit overconfidence here in my ability. I've took the hinges, I've took this cupboard door off, which leads to the fuse box, and I've took these hinges off because this board was catching the hinge as it came up. So now, in theory, there's nothing holding this on. That's what's under the floor. Let's have a look here. 22mm ply, and it's been routed along this edge here, so that it sits on top of this curved piece here. And then there's just a laminate fascia. A laminate fascia board put on the front of that, whether that's glued on or stuck on, I don't know what it is, but it's on there. I'm going to get the hoover and I'm going to hoover all these bits up. There's a screw hole here that we're supposed to screw into here. Clearly you can see there's no screw hole in the edge of here, so that screw that came through there completely missed this and went underneath it. So that wasn't a screw, and on the other side there is a screw, but it wasn't held in because it was sitting on top of there, and that's obviously not holding anything, so it was just sitting on top of it. So whether or not it needs them I don't know, because it sits on this platform anyway. The whole idea of doing this was to have a look to see why they'd taken away that little storage cupboard. I still can't understand why they've taken away that little storage cupboard, because if I lift the floor out and right out the way like that, that's a lovely little storage area there, and to me that's wasted space. I'm quite optimistic about the fact that I can at least get a joiner to cut something out the floor and put a little trapdoor in there for storage. Okay George, time for the big clean-up operation. Let's get to it. So, I'll show you what I've done so far. I think this might be as far as I can go today, but I'm going to show you anyway. Here we go. George is on the case there. He's been cleaning up for me. So that's all hoovered out now and clean. You can see the compartments underneath this wooden board here, and I've took the lino, is it lino? There it is over there on the path. I've took the lino off because it ripped in a couple of places. That is some sticky stuff, let me tell you. Now there's the board. Obviously I need a new piece of lino, but the square space is still there, you see. So I'm thinking if I can cut a hatch in the top of this, then that would be a nice little storage space there. That big board there, that's the floor, I want to be able to have a way of getting that up without having to take the lino off and unscrew everything. Anyway, I'm going to have a think about that. I mean, there's got to be a joiner around with a good idea. That's as far as I can go for now. I'll come back to you later. Thanks for watching.